everybody, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. I'm so excited, this is my favorite part of the year. Today we are going to be talking about one common mislead about people when they think about becoming children's book authors. One thing I used to believe myself, and I hear quite often from other people when they want to become children's book authors, is that they have to do it all. When you become a children's book author, the mindset is you have to illustrate, you have to format, you have to create the book, you have to create the story, you have to do it all by yourself. Otherwise, it's not your book, and you get zero credit for that because if you outsource it, it's not yours anymore, it's everybody else's. So today I want to focus on that and knock down some of those walls and really explain why it's actually not that way at all. You do not have to do it all if you want to become a children's book author, or any author for that fact. If you want to become a children's book author, you must learn to do everything all by yourself. Let me just stop you right there and tell you that is a bunch of baloney, and thankfully, it is not true. You do not have to do it all when you're a children's book author. When becoming a children's book author for the first time, one of the mentalities that I struggled with a lot was the mentality that I had to do it all. I had to format, illustrate, create the story, and do it all by myself, otherwise it wouldn't be my book. And that's something that after creating a book myself and going through the whole process, I learned very quickly that you do not have to do it all by yourself. In fact, many authors, very popular authors, are collaborators. They don't do it all themselves. They create the story and then they hire people to either illustrate or format and do all this other stuff for them, but they do it all with their sight of what their story is going for. Books like Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown was actually created by her and then illustrated by Clement Hurd. So like the Charlotte's Web book. That was created by E.B. White and illustrated by Garth Williams. Right there are two examples of very popular books that were created by an author, but they collaborated with an illustrator and got their illustrations done by somebody else. Okay, so if you're getting your book done and you're going to create a children's book, why would you not do the illustrations yourself? Like, there are so many opportunities. Why not create the whole book start to finish? Why not you do it all? I hear that question. Let me address that real quick. Right off the bat, some authors do not do their own illustrations because simply they can't illustrate. You do not have to be able to draw in order to become a children's book author. Some children's book authors can't draw worth anything. They can't draw, period. So they outsource and hire someone to create their book in the style and the imagination that they see their characters. That's perfectly normal. For example, when I did my book, it was very hard to let go of I want to do it all and hire someone to do the illustrations for me. I can draw, and I'm not that bad at it, so why not? Well, first off, I'm very, very slow when it comes to illustrating. I've illustrated 2 books in the past for somebody else, and it took me almost 1.5 years to do one. So I'm very slow at illustrating. I had to learn the entire illustrating skill in that year that I was doing the book, and it's just not my thing. I didn't enjoy it, and it was a real pain in the butt. So when it came to my own book, I decided to outsource and hire someone to do the illustrations for me because doing the illustrations wasn't my thing. Now, another reason some authors do outsourcing versus doing it themselves is because time. Maybe they don't have a whole lot of time to spare and it's faster to hire someone who knows what they're doing to do it for you. And also, another reason, maybe they have an illustrating style they like that they can't do themselves. That was one of the things in my case. I wanted my book to be soft and beautiful and animated, and I wanted it to be magical. I know how to draw pencil to paper, but up to this year, I've never touched illustrating on an actual computer in that style. So I couldn't do the style I wanted myself. So I had to outsource in order to get the style I wanted for my book. So that was one reason why I outsourced, was because I couldn't do it myself. Again, some authors do illustrate their own books, but there are plenty of authors, successful authors, who are out there who do not illustrate their own books because of time. They can't draw, they don't want to draw, they know someone who can do it a lot better than them, or just simply they're going to pass it off to a professional who knows what they're doing so that they can focus on making the story as special as they can. Those are simple reasons. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. There is no real bad reason for hiring someone to do your illustrations for you. It's not a bad thing. Outsourcing can be an amazing thing that can help you create more books, do it faster, and get your story out into the world the best way possible. I'd rather focus on creating an amazing story and be able to take my time doing that than creating a meh story, working on illustrations, working on formatting, and doing all that stuff myself, and only to take 5 years to complete it. Because I know me, and it would take 5 years to complete it. I'm very slow. So outsourcing helps you with time, it helps you with what you're really looking for, and for those of us who cannot do it all ourselves, it helps you really focus on the things that you can do very well. Like, to me, the most important part of my book is the story itself, why I created the story, and why I wanted to share it with other people. It wasn't about having the illustrations done to perfection. It wasn't about having everything done by me personally. It was more about the love of Grandma, her blankets, and the magic of homemade gifts. That was more of the point of my story than having perfect illustrations and perfect story and perfect stuff done by me. The story was the most important part, not who it was done by necessarily. Yes, I did create this book. I did write the story. I did the pencil drawing illustrations, but I collaborated with an amazing artist who took my illustrations to the next level, and I could not have done it without her. I cannot pronounce her last name, but she did amazing work, and if you want to find her or talk to her about possibly doing your illustrations, because she does an amazing job, I'll put her information in the link or the description box below so that you can look her up on Upwork. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can, like and subscribe. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any questions or have any other things that you'd like me to knock down for you about children's book authors, let me know. I'd love to help you guys out with that. As before, thank you. Have a great day. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And have a lovely rest of your week. See y'all in the next video.